and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And it is almost basically the end of September already. Almost.
Yeah, almost.
Like one more week of September, which I cannot believe. And I'm freaking out that October is mere weeks away.
We're freaking
You're
out.
freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a crazy time. We didn't decide who's going first. I'm gonna go first. Is that okay? Did I go first last time?
Yeah, you go first often because you only have one thing and you got to start a new row. So
I'm gonna go first because I only have one thing and I gotta start a new row. I'm still working on the shawl. I've talked about the shawl lots and lots and lots. One development that I did do, basically after this next row of the lace pattern, which is actually two of the lace patterns like this together. After this is done, it says basically you can be finished, but do more if you want, up to 7 more times. And so what I did last night was I had finished a lace, what do you call it, the pattern. I'd finished it. So I weighed this in grams and wrote it down on my pattern. It's 92 grams. So after I finish this last pattern repeat, I'm going to weigh it again. So that's going to tell me how much a pattern repeat weighs in yarn, and then that way I can kind of gauge how many more I can do. It says do up to 7 more, and so I'll determine what weight that is, and as this goes down in weight, I'll know that I have enough or don't have enough. And then I also have to leave some to bind off with, and it doesn't say leave X amount to bind off with. So hopefully I can judge the end of the yarn that way. So that's what I'm doing. It's grown. I think I've done, I don't know how many repeats I've done.
It is so pretty.
But it's really coming along. And of course when you when you block it, it will actually be much bigger.
So pretty. I love the colors in it.
Yeah,
I like the decorative fringe.
The little my little stitch markers. Yeah.
You can always put beads on the bottom.
But actually, when you block it, it has you blocking it in points, so that'll be really neat. So I'm so excited. This has worked out beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm really happy about it. So it will be ready for the chilly weather, and it's always colder in Scottsdale than it is at home. So because they pay more taxes, so they get better weather. I don't know what else to say. It's got to be
bigger houses, fancy houses.
It's got to be. That's got to be
Not all
the
of them.
answer.
Well, not all of them,
But in North Scottsdale, where I work,
Yes.
I went walking in the Greenbelt, and I told Mark I've never really wanted to live in Scottsdale until today. It was so beautiful there, and they keep their green belts so nice, and I don't know, it just feels, the weather literally is different there than in Chandler.
A little bit further north and higher, maybe higher elevation.
Higher elevation, yeah, a little bit, because it's coming out of the bowl of the city, so you get more weather up there. But I went looking, and we need a couple million.
It's like that song by Bare Naked Ladies, If I Had $1 Million.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be rich.
So anyway, that literally is me. And I don't know who's going next. You guys gonna?
I'll go next, but I don't
Fight
have
it
very
out?
much either.
I don't think either of any of us do.
It's been one of those kind of monogamous weeks.
So last month I had the 2 finishes, the 7 Pines finish, the Hinui finish, and Deep Waters. So I showed both of those last week. So I just had my new starts, and I was gonna see if during September, because I anticipated that my whips were smallish, that in the month of September maybe I could start those crochet projects that I have, or I have
Sorry, dog.
a
Just kicked the dog.
punch needle little kit that I got at Hobby Lobby. but I didn't. I kind of chickened out.
Yeah, well, right now, I think
But
maybe
yeah,
it's
but
for the
everything
best.
is, yeah, everything is, that, yeah, the bar reflected on, I thought, everything is topsy-turvy. We're gonna have to spend the next month packing, you know, seriously packing. And so.
We sold our house.
Yes. So, yeah, so I didn't want to start any new messes, so. But so one of my new starts for this month was the axolotl from the Merry Menagerie by Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower. And it looks, when you first glance at it, it looks done, but it's not. These set of patterns have a couple of fancy floss colors, and one of them is Santa Cruz, which is a blue color. And when I was at the attic a few weeks ago, they didn't have it. So, and I didn't order it right away because I'm trying not to spend money. And so, like the little surround of his eyes, there's like 3 little blue stitches, and then there's a white. And you can't really tell unless you look up close, because he has like a turquoise around the outside of his eye, and then this blue color is supposed to be in the middle, and then there's a white square. And so you can't really tell that he's missing that color. And the other place that color shows up is in the middle of this ornament. There's like a few stitches, along this line, and then in the middle there's
It's supposed to be a Christmas ornament?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the little pod that Grogu floats around in. That's kind of what it looks
Well,
like.
and see, and the thing is that right up here, there's like a little, the gold cap on the ornament, like on a Christmas ornament, and there's a little wire around the cap.
Oh, I
and
see
so
it.
you can barely see it.
I see.
And I was thinking about actually getting another color and just
Top stitching.
going over it.
I mean, what do you call it?
Backstitching it,
Backstitching
yeah,
it.
to go over it to make it show up better, and I might still do that.
Well, if that's
But-
all the stitches
but
in that
otherwise-
blue, I
Yeah.
would just go ahead and just use the DMC version.
Yeah, but that's done. And then since I finished it right away, and I just had the threads in my hand, I went back and worked on the one of the killdeer. This is the pattern that I did for August. And in August, all I did was a brown right here on this bird's body. So so I stitched a little more, like on the scarf that the bird has, and then I stitched some white, and so there's really just his head and legs are left, and then there's like an ornament that he's got and some long stitching with the ornament and all that, and lazy daisy stitches on the decorating the ornament. So, and I'm not very practiced.
So you
or
don't
very
like
good at
those,
it.
do you?
Yeah, the ones I had were very tiny, and they came out kind of weird looking. So I don't know if I'm all that good at it. But so that, and I didn't do either of the other. I didn't start either of the other 2 killdeer on there just because I was stitching on that one in the middle, just because I happened to have it in my hand. But my other new start for September was this. My pattern's a little bit squishy because my cat kept lying on it. Holiday Stroll by Teresa Kogut. This is also from last year's Jingle Ball. So it's Santa, and he's got I forgot, he has a little kitty in his pocket. He's got a little
cute.
kitten in his pocket. But there's a reindeer and a snowman and all that. And I was just now, before we started, I was looking at because I'm starting on the snowman now. And in the pattern, the color that is called for is a DMC 3866. It looks like somebody rolled a snowman in the dirt. So I had thought about when I saw the
No brown snowman.
list. Yeah, I thought about that, and I thought, I usually use B5200 for whenever there's white. I like it better. It's bolder. It's a little more. Stands out a little better. Yeah. Oh, and I meant to say that the axolotl and the killdeer are on 32 count Murano Carré. And in the the fleur color that Hobby Lobby used to carry. So these little white flowers, you know, are like inked on, printed on. But I'm going to do, there's a third pattern in this series called Blue Penguins that I'm going to put on another section of this fabric. So that all three for that Merry Menagerie will be on that 32 Murana Carré. And so this pattern though, the Holiday Stroll, we pull this thread to the back here. I started on the bottom left-hand corner of the pattern because the top is like set in, you know, because there's like a sort of a rounded little border, and it's like 10 or 15, you know, stitches in from the actual corner of the fabric. And I didn't want to, even though it's going to be biggish, I didn't want to use this, you know, I didn't want to do a center start and waste all the fabric on the ends.
Like I did.
Yeah. So I started in the bottom left-hand corner, and this is I was looking through all of my fabrics, and I thought, well, I have a light green piece that's 28 count Murana Carré, but it's really big, and I thought I had to chop it up, you know. I had gone to my cross stitch calculator, and on 28 count I think I needed like a 13 by 10 piece or something like that, and or 13 and a half, whatever. So I thought, well, you know, it'll fit on there, but you know, I'll have to chop off a chunk of that, and I keep thinking in my mind, but I want to save this in case I have a big project. I probably won't ever have a big project that big, but you never know. If I decide to do another Long Dog stitch or something like that, I have a piece that big for my for the Long Dog pandemic, put away and stored. But anyway, so I was looking through, and I thought, well, I guess maybe I could cut up that fabric or look a little, you know, more, and I came across this. Lo and behold, I have a little bag with Ada stuff in it, and most of it is like random uglier colors of Ada, I should say. Things I experimented with or whatever, and so I haven't used them I haven't found, you know, a pattern that would call for that sort of thing. So, but I had this in there, and this is 18 count, and it's sort of a damask, how do you say that word? Light blue Ada. So it's got this little, you know, like every other square is kind of a shiny sheen to it. But it's nice because it's 18 count, and so it would not be that much, you know, that big on the fabric, and I would still have probably almost half of it, you know, left for some other project. And it's 18 count, so it's not going to be that big. It's not that big of a stitch, but because it's Ada, it's very easy to stitch with. Except that it's very stiff. This is very stiff fabric, and it was really hard to like cram it into the hoop and all that. But anyway, so that's all I've stitched, except that this weekend is the Harvest Moon Hangout, and I went to for a little while last night.
What is that? It's an online stitching?
Yes, it's an online virtual stitching retreat by Lindy Stitches. Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches she's hosted several virtual events this year, and the Jingle Ball is coming up in December. That's the last one for this year, and then next year she'll have some more. But so for Harvest Moon Hangout, she's doing two classes one class is being held right now as we speak. But anyway, so there's virtual event. It's a virtual event. There's shopping hall. The shopping hall is open and all that. And so I went in there and looked very trepidatiously because I'm trying not to spend money. And what was nice is I did download a couple of freebies. One is the official Harvest Moon Hangout design, which is just a big full moon with I think it has a cat on top and some other little things. And then I didn't print that off because it's on my other computer. But then, so I did go to the shopping hall and I looked around and I only bought one pattern. This is by the Stitch Crypt, and it's called Under the Full Moon. And I saw this, I think,
Let me see.
it's really pretty. I'd seen this earlier. I don't know if
That's pretty.
if Stephanie Webb did a preview of these patterns, or if this is one from Nashville. I don't know.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, but it's just a big owl on a branch with the lantern, and the model is stitched on like I don't know if it's chalkboard or I don't think it's an actual full black.
It's not chalkboard, it's gray.
Yeah, chalkboard black.
Is it?
16 count chalkboard black by
They
WIP.
were selling something.
Yeah, but anyway, this, I don't know if, I don't think black would work because there's some black stitches on there, but so.
It's like a dark blue.
Yeah, dark
You
blue
can
or.
dye 'em gray.
Yeah, or a chalkboard Ada, a dark gray Ada. I might even have, I might even have something that would work with that.
You can dye gray.
Because I have a gray, purple, black, purple, green piece of fabric that's similar to one I used for that Sleepy Hollow pattern. And I might go ahead and use that, use it for that. Oh, I need this other pattern page back here. I can't separate them. Yeah. This one. So the other thing I bought, and I'll have a closer picture because it's so tiny you can't see it, because all this part is just a pattern. But it's another freebie that Stephanie Webb designed. I think it's from last year. But it's called a Haunting Freebie. And the quote on it, it's a raven, and a quote on there, and it says, "Never mind, quote, the passive-aggressive raven." So, but so it's another cutie thing, and it was free, so I said, "Put back." I didn't realize it was free until I saw it, and I was going to buy it, and I thought, "Oh, yes, please." So, So I got that at the Harvest Moon hangout. And, I had so much trouble when I first signed on. I was joining one of the stitching table forum things, and it was saying your camera is blocked on your side or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do that because the only thing I've used my laptop for, I bought it for Spring Mingle and Midsummer Stitch. I don't know about Spring Mingle, but I bought it around that time, and I used it for Midsummer Stitch this summer, in July, I guess, whenever that was, June or July. And so I thought, why would the camera be blocked? I've used it to do my videos lately because my tablet died. So I've been using it for the videos, and I thought, well, did I do something wrong? Did I hit some weird, setting that I didn't mean to do or whatever? And it took me, I was like forever clicking on this, I'm like, I don't know how, and so I was looking for permissions, for camera permissions or whatever, and I finally found the right place, and it was for that Excel Events, which is the website that hosts the virtual events, and I guess the way this computer works is that if you haven't used an app for a while, it turns off the permissions for that app or something.
That's
and
weird.
so I had to, so it had that Excel event and it had the permissions for the camera on there turned off. So I had to turn it off. So I finally found it and turned it on. But it was just like, I don't know what to click on. I'm looking all over my computer for 1,000 years. But I found it, so it's all fixed now. So that is me.
All right, Eve, you are up.
Okay.
And as usual, she's not ready. No.
It says the pot.
Yes.
So I was ready. Oh,
She was ready.
No, I'm not. Right now, I am working on candy squirrels. It's from this,
Like you said, candy squirrels.
Candy squirrels.
it's from this 2023 Christmas Ornaments magazine. I did some from that and gave them last year, I don't know. And this is by Julie DePortelli, and there's the picture of it. And I bit the bullet and finished the pink.
Mm.
So now I just have the third color, which is supposed to be purple, but they didn't have that purple anymore. So if they did, it wasn't where I could find it. So it might have been discontinued, or maybe it just wasn't in stock. I don't know, but there wasn't a slot for it. Ah. So I'm going to use this color. Of course I am.
Oh, wow.
And working with satin, I was talking about it during the one of the stitching tables. I was like, I love the way the satin looks when it's done, and it feels great. It's smooth. It's shiny. It's good. I just don't like working with it. Because it frays all over the place. If you make a mistake and you're frogging, you have to throw it away because it just disintegrates. And that's important for me because I make a lot of mistakes. And I found that I stitch with one thread instead of two, so it lays flatter and looks better. But I just love the way it looks.
Yeah, I
So-
used that on that snow, on that bird that bird branch that I stitched, and it was so pretty.
It's really beautiful, and it's a challenge, but it's beautiful. The only other cross stitch that I worked on that is a WIP is my Under the Sea temperature chart that I designed for our Etsy shop, Three Sisters Creative.
Cool.
I made a little crab.
A little pinky crab.
A little crab down here. A little crab. Okay, he's not a red crab, so he's not a dead crab. So if he's pink, does that mean he's half cooked?
Yeah. He jumped out of the pot halfway through.
So I do have another WIP, but it's a new start. So I have a little bit of haul here. First, I'm going to talk about this. I don't think I showed this before. I picked this up at the attic a while back, and I think I forgot to show it here. What?
Is it when I bought all of those threads? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a couple weeks ago. Maybe.
Yeah, a while back.
Yeah.
It's called Random Thoughts of Winter, and it just has just little winter icons. You know, a reindeer, trees, star, snowflake, stocking, just a present. It's just random thoughts. And I plan to do it, now it has specialty stitches if you're going to do the larger one. I don't mind doing specialty stitches, but I don't want to write the words. So I was going to do the smaller one and just use the specialty stitches. It's been out for a while. It was in the attic's sale bins, you know that.
Yeah, they have a bunch of half off bins.
Yeah.
And the patterns.
So I was watching Pam and Steph, and Pam was working on Space September. First half of September was supposed to be Space September by somebody. And so she was working on something by Crazy Stitch that was called, and the Crazy is spelled C-R-A-Z-Z-Z-Y Stitch, called In This House, and it's got all these Star Wars references. And I showed it to Robert, but he liked this one better. It's also In This House. We do geek. Okay. it says, in this house we believe in magic, we have epic adventures once upon a time, and in galaxies far, far away, we do while wibbly wobbly teamy time, I don't know that one.
Timey-wimey?
I can't see it. Boldly go where no one has gone before. We know the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. And the odds are ever in our favor. We are loyal and passionate, big damn heroes who aim to misbehave. We don't care what others think because in this house we do geek.
Let me see.
And he liked that. But I wanted him to like this one. This is also by Crazy Stitch. It's the droids walking across Abbey Road.
Oh, how funny.
Oh my goodness, it's so funny. And he doesn't get the reference
He
as
doesn't
much as
get
I
the Abbey Road reference.
Right. He doesn't get the reference as much as I did, so he doesn't think it's hilarious. But I bought it anyway because I thought it was cute. But I started because this is a Christmas present. I'll never finish it by Christmas, but this is a Christmas present, so I went ahead and started it.
So inside.
And this, yeah, the house will go to about here.
That's neat.
I needed to buy a new piece of fabric in order to get it big enough because it's long. But I'm gonna use, it's charted in black on white. I chose this, I thought this looked like nebulas.
Yeah, that's neat.
And I'm using a what is that called? The DMC, not variegations, but the Coloris. I'm using the Coloris thread that goes from like a silvery black to brown, which doesn't sound like it would look good, but it looks better than black. And I'm using black for like the glasses for Harry Potter, and I'm going to use gold here and there, and maybe some reds. I might even use green on the Klingon symbol. So I'll be putting different colors in on that.
That's cool.
And then at the whatever this Harvest Moon, I bought this. It's called Love Poppet. It's the cutest little frog.
That is adorable.
Pumpkin toad.
Oh, it's by Love Poppet.
Yeah,
It's by Love Poppet. It's called Pumpkin Toad.
Yeah.
That's really cute. Oh, those big old eyes.
Big googly eyes.
Now, to my cross stitch. I finished
Crochet, you mean?
crochet. I finished this. I hate it. I plan to do it again. The ears are not even. They're only off by a little bit. But in the pattern, in the instructions, she said you could use fake eyes if you wanted to. I mean the plastic eyes.
Safety eyes?
Safety eyes.
Yeah.
But the problem is you have these pointy ends on the back.
No, that doesn't make sense.
And I'm like, but I don't know how to take that off. And I tried pulling it off, and you can, but I'm like, will I destroy the... And then go ahead and crochet some eyes. So I'm like, it might be easier just to make it again.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to put it on
It's
a
cute,
surface,
though.
if you're going to put it on a surface that the little pointy things don't matter, but it doesn't lay flat, so you can't put your glasses on it. I'm like, well, unless you want to make bug eyes, it doesn't work.
That's
And it would
the-
scratch whatever if
Yeah, I was
it's on
gonna
your,
say.
yeah. So I'm like, well, if I got clippers, could I clip that off? I don't want to break anything
That's a
clipping it
lot
off.
of, but you'd have to, but also there's the little,
And would it then make the safety eye thing pop off?
yeah,
So
there's no point.
I think I'll just make it again. And then my pumpkin,
It'd be
which
easier to use buttons at that point.
I could use buttons.
Because a button would lay flat, like a black
I don't
button.
have any black buttons, so.
Everybody has some black buttons somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have some
I've got
in
tons of
storage.
No, but you know those kind of buttons that have the slit? That have a little slit in them? They're like more dressy buttons. Instead of 4 holes, they have like a slit with 2 holes. Those would be cute for eyes, for those eyes. Anyway.
So, my pumpkin, I didn't bring the paper over here because the picture is better. You see the picture. So this is the moss stitch, the lemon peel stitch, the plaid stitch. I can't remember what this stitch is called, and this is bobble stitch.
Is that the snowflake one? No. Oh, okay.
So,
How many more do you have?
2, I think, maybe 3. After this is another, not plaid, but something like that. It's like supposedly polka dot.
Mm.
And then, I don't know, and then I have to crochet the stem.
Mm.
Then I put it together. So
Interesting.
I'm hoping I can get it done relatively soon because I want to have it done before I move so I don't lose it somewhere in the melee. Since I went last, I will start the stories after we finish the question of the week.
Okay,
Did you buy the
Oh, wait.
Harvest Moon thing? I mean, not Harvest Moon, the pumpkin, the Murder in the Garden.
Yeah, but it's not here yet.
Oh, I see, okay. I was thinking it was,
I didn't buy it yet, I ordered it.
Oh.
I forgot to show this. So I finished the pine needle section. Here, cover
Hang on
up
one
Beth.
second. I'm gonna do a stitch. Okay.
Cover
Cover
up
it,
Beth.
Beth.
I finished the pine needle section.
Up here?
Uh-huh. And this, you can see where it's starting over here. It's
Uh-huh.
going to be little kitties holding a heart.
Oh, I see. How cute. This is really cute. Oh, you're fine.
hooked to my hoop.
You're fine.
I didn't want to pull the
You're,
stitch.
It's about halfway done.
it's cute.
So
It's very cute.
it's not a huge blanket.
Whoop,
It's a
whoop,
good
whoop,
thing.
whoop, whoop.
You're not going to, about to knock that.
Knocking your pattern stuff off.
And the story I have for this week goes right into customer service.
Yes, last week, our question of the week, we asked you for your customer service stories. Noreen said that she's always mindful because she was on the other end.
I was on the other end at restaurants.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be mindful there.
Having to deal with people who are upset, and she lets them get it all out, and then she can help them. So good for you, Noreen. That's sweet. And then the other 2 comments were about McDonald's ice cream machines and how they are almost never up.
Well, they were sued because of the ice cream because they never have it.
And then Mary Passmore also talked about how it, like the self-checkout at Walmart,
Oh, yeah.
very often will not work for her. So she's like, I should have just gone to a person. So thank you for those answers. So our question for this week is, these 2 just sold their house, so they're looking forward to, in the next month or 2,
We found some place that we
moving.
think we're going to move to.
Yeah, so we want to know about your moving stories. I'm sure everyone has a funny / horror / frustrating / happy moving story. So, because everyone has had those moves that stick out in the memory.
One thing that always
so-
scares me is one time when, I think when I was in graduate school, Dad and I were driving to Indiana for school there, and there was like one of those Beacons moving vans or whatever that was wrecked on the side of the road and burned out, and so I can imagine that somebody's belongings were just destroyed. Yeah, that's what
That's
I'm
a
always
horror
like,
story.
please don't.
Yeah, that, especially cross country moves.
Yes.
Those are really, yeah, something else. I have a funny moving story. When we were newlyweds, Mark got a job. We were in Albuquerque, and Mark got a job here in Phoenix. And the job that he was at in Albuquerque said, "We will move you." And so we're like, okay. So we thought, we're young, we're newlyweds, let's go to Phoenix and see what Phoenix has in store. So,
And then everybody came after you.
well, that, but So when we got married, we both brought our furniture from whatever, and he had brought a shelf from IKEA. Now, I'm going to say this, I love IKEA. I absolutely love it. But this was back in 92, 93, and the bookshelf that he had taken all the way through college, and it was the cheapest, ugliest bookshelf that IKEA has to offer. Now, they have really nice stuff, and they have the cheapest, ugliest stuff that they have to offer. So this was one of those, and I hated it from the time we got married, but we weren't fancy. You know what I'm gonna do? Like, that doesn't match my style. No, I had no style, so it was fine, but I didn't like it. And when the movers came to move us out of our tiny little apartment in Albuquerque, they picked it up, and it completely fell apart.
When I was being moved into
And the
48th
guys-
Street, I had an IKEA thing
Yeah.
that just might close all over the parking
Oh
lot.
no, no. So it just fell apart, and the guys were like, "Ugh." And I was like, "It's okay. I hate it. It's fine. Just throw it in the dumpster." That was funny though.
It's like in that scene from when Harry Met Sally, when they're arguing about the wheelchair coffee table. I mean, the wagon wheel coffee
Yeah.
table.
So we'd love to hear your moving stories, as that's going to be a theme here for a little while. And we're going to go into stories. Eve has a story.
CVS.
So-
Customer service story. And,
So I take an asthma medicine that is an inhaled steroid, and this is after several trial and errors with insurance paying for this, and I need it to breathe, okay? And sometimes I'm without it for a day or two because it's always going to take a few days, you know? So I ordered it well in advance, and I saw on the order in the CVS app, Arnuity, right?
what?
Arnuity, ARNUITY, something like that. And so Beth and I had some errands, and Beth and I had to go pick it up. So I'm there in the drive-through, and she says, "The cost is going to be $400 and something." I went, "Excuse me?" Yeah, for the fluticasone or something else. It was a different drug. And I
Or was
went,
it the generic name for it or something?
I think it's a generic version. I don't know.
Yeah.
I said, "That's not what my prescription is for. My insurance does not cover that." And I said, "That's not what I ordered." And I looked in the app, and all of the order things for that had been changed to that other drug.
Oh no.
And I said, "You've changed it in the app. That's not what my doctor prescribed."
Right.
And so the pharmacist came over and was talking to me. "Oh, yeah, somebody must have unilaterally just changed it." Excuse me?
Not okay.
Changing my drug without
Yeah.
my permission? So I said, "My insurance doesn't pay that. I don't want it. I want Arnuity, like my insurance covers." So she said, "I'm so sorry. We'll take this back and take it out of the system, and we'll get your Arnuity, and you can come for it tomorrow." I said, "Okay," but they never contacted me that it was ready. I was not surprised because it always takes a few days. I figure it's not there. So I went to order it last night because I'm almost out. I saw in there, it said that I picked it up on the 16th. I was like,
no.
No, I didn't. So I called and left a terse. I was not mean. I was not ugly. I did not use bad words. But I was annoyed. I was like, "You guys changed my drug, wanted to charge me $400 for it, and then when you tell me you're going to give me my new drug because I didn't take that one, then you say I picked it up already?" No.
Yeah.
So,
And then the insurance is, "I'm sorry, it's too soon to fill
well,
it
yeah,
again."
because they said I picked it up.
Right.
So I called and I talked to him. And he called back and he goes, well, we're showing that you picked it up.
Oh my gosh.
I said, I did not pick it up, and I said it was a young girl at the window and a female pharmacist that came over to talk to me. And he said, well, we're going to have to go look at the film. I'm like, well, you go and look at the film. And he was a minute. But finally he's like, I'm really sorry. It's ready already. We have it ready for you.
Yeah.
If you can come and get it today. I'm like, I will be there this afternoon.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
That's bad. Oh,
And-
no.
ordinarily, I like my pharmacy. This is unusual behavior.
Yeah.
But you don't just say, you know, I'm going to change that we don't have that one. I'm going to change it to the generic and change all of that he prescribed the generic.
Yeah, especially a lot of times, usually they ask you, right? Or a lot of times, like some drugs, you'll have like the name brand will have like a coupon card or something, and if they change it, then that's not going to work. Yeah.
Well,
But to just change it without talking to me,
Yeah.
and it was changed in the system as if that's what my
Right.
doctor prescribed.
Right.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
a funny
and-
pharmacy story.
And also it's very dangerous with a pharmacy because they don't know why your doctor chose this instead of that, or whether it's
Well, a lot of them
it's a
think they can
sensitivity
just
or
substitute the
but I mean,
but you have to
like,
get permission for that.
yeah, like one time I picked up something, some prescription, and they actually told me because they had a different supplier, and so the pill that I got was the same medication, but it just looked different because it was a different manufacturer. But they had, they warned me about, it's the same medicine, but it's just
Yeah.
like different.
Sometimes you get one, you're like, this isn't what my pills look like.
Right, yeah.
No, I have a funny pharmacy story. My son had a prescription called in, and we were at a doctor, and then we went to Walgreens, and we went into the drive-thru, and they're like, it's not ready yet, it'll be ready in 15 minutes. And we're like, okay. So we went to get some food, and we came back, and the line was a little long, and I was getting impatient. And then I was trying to Eli's like, it's fine. I'm like, I know, it's fine. I'm just really tired, and I want to go home. And there was a car in front of us, and they were there for a long time, and I see the guy stick his arm out like this, like he's gesturing and talking. I'm like, what are we talking about? You know how you get, like, stop it, just get your stuff and go. And then all of a sudden, he pulls out a little, like, a 7-inch round cake, one of those little cakes in a plastic thing. He does that, and he puts it, you know how Walgreens has those big, the big drawers? He puts it into the drawer, and they pull it back, and I'm like, what on earth is going on? And then they talk a little bit more, and then he takes off. So I pull up to the window, and I go, I didn't know I had to pay in cake. She goes, yeah, it's a new policy. It was so funny. So it was a great moment of levity. We were firing. we were all with it. But oh my gosh! So today they took the stump out of our tree. Finally, remember I said, it's being removed. They had to postpone it a couple weeks ago, and so they finally came today. They were supposed to come at noon, but they actually came around 11. And it was so big they couldn't get the chainsaw through the stump itself.
Oh.
They had stump grinders, but they were trying to chop up the top part of it, and it was as big as this table. It's huge, and
That's why I'm shocked that it
So-
was knocked down.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So finally, they just used the stump grinders to grind it up and then they were like actually wedging them underneath it and like, going from all sides and everything to try to grind it down and to pull it out of the ground. So finally they and we were watching through our bedroom window, because that's right outside the bedroom window. And they finally wrapped a rope around it and pulled it to the front of the yard. I guess they hooked it to a truck. And right before they were going to pull it out of the ground, he looks through the window and he goes like this, like, move. And so we're like, okay. So we backed up from the window, and I'm sitting on the bed and I'm watching. I wish I had been filming. And all of a sudden, it was like because it was like a loose tooth, they were trying to work it out. all of a sudden it literally flew at me.
Oh, dear.
And then landed maybe about 6 feet out from the house. And here's a picture of it. They loaded it. They had to use the truck for leverage to load it into the back of the. They had to use a pickup truck to leverage. It was huge. You told me it's not that big a tree.
Well,
tree trunk.
the little slice that Mark showed me that you had leaning up against your post didn't look very big, and I thought,
Well,
well,
that's higher
Yeah.
up though.
Yeah.
This is the bottom of
Yeah.
the tree.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll put this picture up. This is the last of the stump in the truck itself. This is a big truck.
Yeah.
Look at that. It came flying at us. Yeah, it was quite scary.
But he knew it was going to come flying.
Oh,
at
he
you.
knew it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so he's like, move away from the window. I'm like, and yeah, so it was quite an ordeal. So
Poor Hank, I didn't open the door far enough, and he kind of got pinched in the door, and he was like, I won't go out then.
oh, you scared your dog.
Yeah, I couldn't get him to go out.
You traumatized it. But
Wow.
yeah, crazy. Oh, I was the hero at work on
So
Monday
you
night.
didn't do any popcorn lately, or?
Burn popcorn? No, it wasn't popcorn. I burned my lunch.
Oh.
It was a paper plate that I burned. No, this week on Monday I baked 2 loaves of sourdough, and I realized when Hannah was home, and I made 2 to go to the mountains because I have a lot of starter now, so I've been making 2. I made 2 to go to the mountains, and then I made 2 loaves at home, and I was going to give one to our neighbor, and I wound up not doing that. So we had 2 loaves at home, and it was like too much bread.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah. Anyway, you might go. Anyway, but so I made 2 loaves on Monday night, and I thought I can't eat all this, so I'm like, I'm going to take one to work because I keep talking about it, and I've given a couple of my friends a slice of the sourdough at work. So I just took it, and I that morning I went to Fry's. I was looking for a bread knife. I didn't take our bread knife from home because I knew Mark was going to want to cut ours. But there was no bread knife at the office, so we used insufficient knives, but it was good. But on my way to the office, I was looking for a bread knife, and I also found this cute little flower cutting board. And I was really going for a tub of butter, a little tub of butter that I could take to the office. Anyway, I was the bread hero. People were flipping out. They're like, this is so good. One of my friends is like, I have to really control myself to not go back and eat it all.
Yeah, me too.
And my CEO, he came into my office like, this is really good bread. And he goes, did you make this in a bread machine? I was like, no, with my own little hands, I told him. And then the reason he came to my office was because we used to have summer hours and the phones would turn off automatically, and he's like, and the person who did it is no longer with the company, so he was like, I just realized, I don't know, to make sure that, he wanted to make sure that the phones were not turning off at 1 o'clock. And I said, well, if we can't change it, we could just go home on Friday afternoons. And he's like, he goes, yeah, or something, kind of laughing. And I said, I thought that making you bread would at least, he goes, nice try, as he said. And then,
If the phone's turned off, you could just sit in the office and eat bread.
I know. And then on Thursday we had staff meeting, and it's fine. But then shortly after staff meeting, I walked by his office and I stuck my head in, and he is very deadpan. Like when he teases you, you cannot tell that he's teasing until you're like, what? Huh? So I was trying to give him a taste of his own medicine, and I walked by and I poked my head in and I said, I'm really disappointed, Alan. And he looked up from his computer and I said, I thought that my bread would be featured more prominently in the agenda in staff meeting. And he goes, well, maybe if you made it more often, it would rise to important. He goes, it was really good bread. So that was funny. That was my fun distraction. I'm so stressed about work, you guys. I got so much to do, and the season is starting. First ticketable event, scannable event is October 6th, and it's small, so I'm glad. But I'm hoping I'm ready.
I had 2 calls, just I guess I don't know if they were both on the same day, or one in the morning and one later,
From the symphony?
or they were 2 days apart. Yeah, for the symphony.
Renew,
Like-
renew. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
I need to buy some.
Yeah,
I need
they're,
to buy my
oh,
symphony
we have
tickets.
some seats over here. I'm like, I'm not renewing, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
You should- did
I
you
lost
tell
my
them?
transportation there,
Yeah.
and, and so I might go, occasionally, but not,
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
And now that we live on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So.
What was I gonna tell you? I was gonna say, I went through the whole mobile box office and that I told you about that thing that I made. I'm like, I need to take this home and wash it. It's so grimy.
Yeah.
So I have to, but it's kind of fun because it's my whole thing, and I'm gonna make here for dogs. I'm gonna make the mobile box office be exactly what I want it to be. And it's my jurisdiction, which is kind of nice, but I'm very stressed out. But I've got to go. We've got some things going on at home, and I need to feed my husband some lunch.
Yeah, well, I have to go
So-
pick up a prescription.
Apparently, that is not $400.
He kept saying, you have to come today. I'm like,
Why? Because otherwise they're going to charge you $400 if you don't come
no,
today.
I think they had it and they were gonna put it back because I hadn't come to get it, and we were like, well, it would be nice if somebody would have told me it was there,
Yeah.
You didn't say that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll be there this afternoon.
When we were looking at the houses, I kept thinking about the analogy you and I made once about buying a new purse. It's like
It's like
moving
buying a house.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You
Like-
check and see if it has enough rooms. If it has,
Make
you
sure all
fit
your
all your
stuff fits.
stuff, and then you buy it, and then you move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I helped a lady on the phone of the generation of like our mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, I put it in my church purse this morning. My wallet. I gotta find my wallet. It was in my church purse. And I was like, my mom used to change purses. I use the same purse no matter what. She goes, oh no, I love that. She says, I'm like, yeah, my mom would have a purse to match these shoes and match those shoes.
Yeah.
That was the day. Those were the days. But.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to my mom almost every day with these sweet people that I work for, so it's nice. But well, we are going to have to go. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. We are 12 people away from 600 subscribers, so we need 12 of your friends, and we're going to have a 600 party.
Don't know what that's going to be yet.
Huh?
Don't know what that's going to be yet.
Yeah.
well, and I'm gonna do a pass the stash with some of my stuff that I've already stitched.
Oh, nice.
I'll do some of it here, and I'll do some of it on my channel.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Because why transport it to another place?
True. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Please answer our question of the week, and we will see you back here next week. Same time, same place, same crazy stuff. See you later. Bye.
Bye.